Hey, T-Sippers. Hey. Mm-mm-mm. There's a lot going on today. Let me see this. Let me see. Hey, y'all. Woo-hoo-hoo. How was your Friday? Hey, Christina. How you doing, precious? I was paying bills, and Lord realized I had some due dates. That was today, and I needed to get it out of the way before I get caught up in the sauce. How about that? How about that? I'm tired, long. Whew. Well, we made it. We made it, huh? Let me finish this up, and I'm finna get started. What is this title? Oh, Lord, yeah, one of them guys. I just saw it. One of them guys. You know, I can't stand a trifling person. I just can't. And can you believe, what did I miss? Don Chomps. Oh, baby. One of them insurrects. How can I was just watching. Let me show y'all what I was watching while I was paying bills. So now you have your ICE guys getting arrested. Yeah, I said arrested. Want some special privileges. Please don't do this to me. But y'all busting down folk doors and doing all type of trifling stuff to people, getting your flex on, and your but it's Mr. going to jail with your kids in the car. Can't stand. Come on, that's why I put. And hold on, and on top of that, Trump. See if I got it going the right way. Probably not. Let me see. Trump have the nerve, the gall and the audacity to be trying to arrest U.S. citizens dropping bombs and missiles because somebody is not happy with the job he doing. No King Day. And you got these
no and publicly block the release of evidence that
these ICE agents getting pulled over. Hey, Janet. Going to jail. And October 6th, Israel terrorists on U.S. soil. Huh? So you talking about deporting people in these foreign countries that you giving our money to? How in the hell are they here? That's because you letting these terrorists. Yeah, because you're an enemy of the state. So one of them October 6th terrorists just got arrested in Louisiana. So they here. They hiding in the U.S. But you trying to send citizens out the country. Y'all, this is some crazy shit. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Check
So
this
you're coming
out.
from Miami to Isla Mirada, and then you're going back
This
to
is an
Miami?
ICE agent, and y'all already know what I think ICE is.
Hello.
It's the new, you know, 3 letters starting with the 3 Ks. So this guy is finna go to
You
jail,
wrote on the back windows for me, too.
and one of the people that's detaining him may be black, may not be. I don't know. He gonna ask him, is he from Haiti? Is he Haitian? Dude, that's why your ass is finna go to jail.
Sorry, you got
Check it out.
Thornton. Scott, where are you coming from? Miami down here to Isla Mirada and then back. So you're coming from Miami to Isla Mirada and then you're going back to Miami? Yeah, I live in Miami. Okay.
Cartel
You know where
have
you are
a
right now?
50K
Where are you?
on Icehead. Oh. Hey, Cynthia. I'm up for saying, now how that work? You want to ship us off?
Okay. Where did you do today?
You got
Did you go fishing?
ICE who ain't
To a
follow.
restaurant?
Check it out.
Well, you're about 100 miles off of where you think you are. Oh no. You are.
He don't even know where yet.
White shirt. That's the Colonel. Colonel don't mean shit to me. Okay. Well,
Colonel don't mean shit to
I'm
him.
federal. Okay. I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me. Who do you work for? DHS. Do you have your ID with you? No, I don't. Okay. But if I call...
So is these far right, are they, all of them just entitled? Are they entitled? I'm asking for a friend. Are all of them entitled? Yeah, let's get up and personal with old Ricky. We're gonna call him Ricky. Ricky! Ricky. Look at him looking at him. Like, come on, man. I'm federal. Colonel don't mean nothing to me. Look at him. They've been trying to pull this fool over. They got people all front, back, and side of him. Call CD, DHS, ABC, ICE, K, 3 Ks, and apostrophe S. Let's go.
Them, they verify that you're a 100%, bro. Okay. You don't have any type of credentials or anything to say you're DHS? Not on me, no. So what I want to do, I want to talk to you away from the kids. So I'm going to ask you to step out of the car and we're going to walk back to the back of your car, okay? Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I am.
Get your ass out the car. Get out.
Here's how local police handled a DHS agent for appearing.
They coming up on it. So that means that's 3. 1, 2, 3. He said the colonel don't mean shit to him.
So you said you're coming from Miami, going to Isla Mirada, and going back to Miami. What are you going to...
Unfold your arms. Hi, Belinda.
Guys, seriously?
Yeah.
Are we really doing this right now?
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
I'm asking you a question. You said you're going to Isla Mirada. What are you going to Isla Mirada for?
Y'all, I wished I was there. Put your damn arms down. What you looking at me for?
This right now. Sir, I'm just asking you a simple question. You don't have to answer.
Did he just growl at him?
Doing this right now. I'm just asking you a question. You said you're going to Isla Mirada. What are you going to... So you said you're coming from Miami, going to Isla Mirada, and going
Hey,
back to
Mimi.
Miami. What are you going to Isla Mirada for? Guys, seriously, are we really doing this right now?
Absolutely.
I'm just asking you a question. You said you're going to Isla Mirada. What are you going to Isla Mirada for? Lane. Yeah. Are we really doing this right now?
For the 3rd time,
I'm just
yes.
asking you a simple question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But you said you're going to Isla Mirada, so I'm just asking what you're going for.
And look at him huffing all hard and staring at him like, girl, boy, ladies and gentlemen. AunTeaFee, is this what you was watching while you... Yes. I was looking at him like he's crazy. I just cannot believe how entitled these people are. But carry on.
Guys. Zach, how much have you had to drink today?
And then he too, sister. For what?
For drinks. Like water, alcohol, beer. What'd you drink? Kool-Aid?
He's federal. He said the colonel ain't shit to him.
Right now. I'm just asking what you look like you're impaired. I smell alcohol coming from you, so I'm just asking how much you had to drink to make sure you're not too impaired to drive that vehicle.
You can tell he is definitely aware he screwed up. More of the exchange goes as follows.
I think that you might be impaired. You look, your eyes are bloodshot. They're kind of glassy.
Are they really?
Yes, sir, they are.
Show me.
I don't know how you want me to do that.
Take a picture.
Okay, we can do that in a minute. But the other reason why I think
Yeah, can y'all believe this man is this entitled?
Stumbling a little
I'm
bit.
not walking anywhere.
Okay. And then also the way that you were seen driving, you're like kind of swerving and stuff, and then the colonel tried to pull you over and you didn't immediately stop. You stopped here on the bridge. You tried to stop. You had a safer spot a little bit back there.
And y'all do know that Trump done pardoned another another what, right wing? Yeah. So again, why are you detained? I thought you was law and order. You have you're losing top military officials. That's what I should have put in the title. Who pays Santos, George Santos. Trump pardoned Santos. So you pardoned the insurrection guys January 6th. So here you but you say you're detaining, you're getting criminals off the street, but then you steady letting them out. So which one is it? Which one is it? You got ICE agents right here who feel like he can drink and drive with his kids in the car. He driving like he on a roller coaster up and down the highway. And all he can say is, really, are we doing this right now? So what's the point of deporting people when the terrorists are here in Louisiana? I mean, and when he was caught, I'm gonna let y'all hear it. He was pinging off of the worst part. So they was doing brutal aping, cutting off parts. All of that. Why he in the States? Yeah. Carry on. Come on.
Okay.
And then we got military leaving.
Okay. So again, I believe that you may be impaired by alcohol and or some type of chemical substance which may inhibit your ability to operate a motor vehicle safely. So I'm going to ask that you voluntarily participate in standardized field sobriety exercises. Do you have any brain injuries?
Disabled veteran.
Okay. Have you ever had a traumatic brain injury?
Yes, I have.
Okay, does it affect your ability to operate a vehicle?
Guys, come on.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking what your brain injury is. Does it affect you in your everyday life?
He was fired just 3 weeks before he was set to retire.
And now he's becoming an industry whistleblower. Kate Jennings.
Decision in his presidency directly to the Epstein files and his crippling fear of what's in them. Once again,
Oh, he know what's in them. Only normal things. This cop said, what? Only normal thing this cop said was what? Are we doing this right now?
Repeating the same line to the officers over and over again.
Are we there yet?
Too much to
Are we there yet?
operate a vehicle safely, then, yeah.
Come on, guys. We are both law enforcement. I'm going through a divorce.
Oh, don't cry now.
Don't take my kids.
Please don't take my
I'm not
kids.
taking your kids from you, man. I'm just making sure that you're safe.
Please don't take my kids. He already know they finna go. Y'all done been down this road before. Yeah. So you finna go up and down through there the way y'all, when y'all detaining people, kicking in their doors, arresting the wrong people, doing all that retarded crazy stuff. He finna take that ass, and if you try, y'all, I'm pointing my finger at him. If you try to do anything funny or fishy, We gonna whoop your ass. And the colonel that you say, oh, he ain't shit, he gonna get your ass first. Let's go.
Drive the car.
Well, that may not
Hey,
be
Doreen.
for admitting to operating
Hey,
a
Joanne.
vehicle like
Yeah.
this.
Sorry, man. Take a deep breath.
Breathe.
I'm not. You're all right. Take a deep
See,
breath.
this is what I be telling y'all. Y'all gotta think about y'all kids first. Why would you be drinking like that? 4 or 5 straight shots, knowing good and dang well you say you going through a divorce, and that should have been what would have made you, oh, I'm trying to see, make wise choices, but you didn't. Oh, Lord, what does it say up there? I don't know. Yeah, nonsense. Yeah, staring at folk like you, like you, yeah, like you finna put your knee on somebody, dang, you're not. Anyway, let me move on.
You're okay.
Come on.
You know what's up.
You,
We've been down this road before.
he was finna say we've been that, we done, yeah, cause so you already got a DUI. I bet you, I don't know, but it sounds like you done been here before, so you have an alcohol problem. Now is don't blame it on the, yeah, we don't blame it on the, yeah, we can't do nothing but blame it on the alcohol, yeah, like he's exactly, Rocco, yeah, as if he has privileges, but you don't try to be nice to people when you going knocking and kicking on their door saying, get back, yeah, throwing smoke bombs and shit, yeah, take it, don't start crying now, please don't fail me now, no, man up in front of your boys, yeah, let's go.
Is that we're at this point right now.
I understand that.
And you know that I have to do what I have to do.
I understand that, but my boys are everything.
Do they have anyone down here that would be able to take care of them?
Don't start crying.
With me, man, but you're all
Tough
worried
boy.
about this stuff. I'm just trying to figure out, if there's someone else around here that,
Take my
maybe they
everything.
could come drive the car if you think maybe you drank too much.
I'm embarrassed to be in the mess.
No.
Christina, you don't know how close I am. Look at it. Oh, I'm cross-eyed. Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm left. I'm right.
You drank too much to drive a car.
No, I haven't.
You did.
Oh, you crazy.
Okay.
Let me get my kiss on.
You can't drive a car right now, man.
He clearly cannot stand upright.
Look
but
at him.
It would only get worse.
Okay, could you get back in the starting position for me, please?
I'm going through a divorce right now.
We don't care. He don't want to hear from him.
My wife is trying to take my kids.
They
To
gone.
reiterate, do not drink and drive if you're going through a divorce.
And you know she gonna take your
Do not
babies.
drink and drive because he seems to indicate that there's a custody battle going on.
Please, Mom,
with
go
kids. Yikes.
What's homeboy doing down there?
What?
Guys, come on.
Make sure you don't sit because that's not the one. You don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit. That's all.
Now remember, he ice, right? And you know what this new ice is really the old, making America great again. So if what was ice back then, look how he looking at it. Hey, Janet. He said, he looking at him like, I know good. See, you forgot you off duty. You forgot you ain't in your gear. Yeah, it all covered up with your, I almost said claims. But yeah. Yeah. So don't be looking, he trying to help you. You looking all the way down there. What he down there for? They finna whoop your ass if you try to start something icy. Let's go. Look at it. He looking at it like he at work. Let's go.
Do the exercise that way we can move
Are
on.
you Haitian?
That's not particularly my wrist, buddy.
My question was, are you Haitian?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from.
So you finna deport him. Look at him, y'all. Like he on duty. Asking him, 'Cause he finna deport him. Look at him. Are you Haitian? Look at him like he got his mask off.
Right? Because he seems to indicate that there's a custody battle going on with his kids. Yikes.
What's homeboy doing down there? You know, guys, come on.
Make sure you don't sit me. That's all I'm gonna do. You don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit. That's why I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move
Are
on.
you Haitian?
That's nothing to do with my wrist, buddy.
My question was, are you Haitian?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. Okay. Look, man.
Well, that was deeply unnecessary.
Oh, he think he at work. He can't be detained.
Deeply problematic.
Yeah, he
Ever
can't.
wondered what your home
He
looks
can't
like
be
from
detained.
space?
Yeah, I am thoroughly detained. Can't y'all tell? Hold up. Take your ass back. Like you can't be detained by a Haitian. Yeah, like you at work. Like you up and down the streets. Regular. Did you say streets? Yeah, like you up and down the streets. Regulating. Huh? Yeah, it do matter. Like you at work. Like what? See, I should have been there. I would have been like, and what? And what? He up here said, are you Haitian? That ain't what I asked you. Is he trying to run some shit? Your drunk ass. He ain't too drunk. But get out of line. Get out of line.
That was deeply unnecessary. And the fact he works for DHS, well,
It doesn't matter where he's from.
Yes, it does.
Look, man.
well, that was deeply unnecessary.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with my wrist, buddy.
My question was, are you Haitian?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from.
So just so you know, y'all, they have a target with Haitians. I can tell by the way he singled it out. He asked him, and he said, oh, yeah, yes, oh, yes. You understand? So they got be on the lookout for him. Be careful.
Look, man.
Well, that was deeply unnecessary. And the fact he works for DHS while asking that question is deeply problematic.
Look at him. Stumble Bonnie. Look, you can't even walk straight. And you had the nerves to be questioning somebody. Ooh, they loud up on his ass, didn't they? Ooh, he trying hard, ain't he? Yeah, you gotta put your hand behind your back, sir. Oh, you got? Did you stumble? Did he just stumble and crumble? Good one. What?
You may begin.
Yeah, you going. Bye.
2001, 2002, 2003, 2004,
Ooh.
2005, 2006. Guys, what are we doing right now? Seriously.
We
Okay,
finna take your look at it. We finna take your ass to
For what?
Drinks.
Okay, a drink to me is alcohol. Or is water.
I have not drank in several weeks.
You don't drink alcohol?
I have not drank alcohol in several guys.
Do you take any depressants?
Here he tries to filibuster some more.
All right, Scott, I need you to come back here with me, please.
Put your hand.
I'm not gonna do this in front of your kids, man, but you gotta come with me. I'm not gonna do it.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
I'll do it in front of your kids.
All we need is a reason.
Here's my hand. Let go.
All we need is a reason. I don't care if you're law enforcement right now. You're a drunk one.
Pull away from me, then I'll do it in front of them.
Tighten it up. Tighten it up. This is how the same thing you be doing to people. There you go. Bruh got it. Bruh got it. And there go the colonel. You said you don't, man, he ain't nothing. They lined up on his ass, didn't they? Woo-wee!
It's clear to the right.
Ooh, they was expecting a problem, wasn't it?
You're under arrest for driving under the influence, okay?
Lane, why you doing? What about my kids? We're
Yo,
gonna
kids.
figure that out next. Damn it, Lane.
Damn it. Yeah, you should have been, you should have thought about it.
I'm going through a divorce.
Well, we know why.
Lane, come on, man.
You go, please don't, please don't, please, please.
I get it.
Please.
Own up to your mistakes, man. You're a grown adult. I cried my ass off.
He on his way to
Own up
rehab.
to it. You're gonna sit in jail tonight. It's gonna suck.
Are you serious?
Yes, we're serious.
It's gonna suck, man. It sucked for me. It's gonna suck for you too.
Man up.
Be a man. Suck it up.
Suck it
That's what
up.
everyone tells us. I know. I get it. Whatever. If you're a cop, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a law enforcement,
Okay,
dude.
then stop talking and sit in the back of the car. Let's go to the other side. Come on, man. Don't pull against me. Let's go.
I'm not moving, bro. Don't do this. Lane.
Come on.
Hey, come on, buddy. You're not doing this. Come on. Let's go.
So you guys
Come on. Put your feet in.
Stand up.
Stand up. Come on.
Stand up. Put your feet in there.
no.
Man,
Put
don't
your
be a
feet in.
kid. Come on.
Stop.
Where are my kids?
Stand up. Put your feet in.
What?
Put your feet in. Put your feet in. You don't want to make this already. Come on. Come on, man. Let's go.
You gotta sit in the car, man.
Going to jail for DUI, which is a misdemeanor. If you don't cooperate, you go to jail for resisting. It only makes it worse. Come on. Put your feet in, buddy. All right, your kids will be fine. This will pass.
Listen to me.
No, so not on the side of the road. Come on. Let's go, man.
We gotta sit down, Scott.
God damn you guys.
Thank you.
You. Okay. Lane, you really me, man.
I didn't fuck you, man. I'm not the one that drank today and drove.
Get this deal.
Yeah.
He would then roll down the window in the back seat, swear at the officer, demand he have the cuffs taken off, and see his kids. I'd like to read some of the comments that were posted underneath this video on a Reddit thread. Deport him to El Salvador. I hear it's nice this time of year at CCOT. By their own arguments and logic, they deserve to lose the kids. Lame, lame. As soon as the black cop spoke, dude was like, "Are you Haitian? Like that matters? Any chance this dude was a J6er?" This guy immediately asked if the cop is Haitian. The racism
Was he a
is front and center,
J6er?
completely dictating everything this man believes in.
Hold
This is what
on.
it is. Be a man. Suck it up. That's what everyone tells us. I know. I get it. Whatever. If you're a cop, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a law enforcement,
Okay,
dude.
then stop talking and sit in the back of the car. Let's go to the other side. Come on, man. Don't pull against me. Let's go.
I'm not moving, bro. Don't do this. Lane.
Come on.
Hey, come on, buddy. You're not doing this. Come on. Let's go.
So you guys
Come on. Put your feet in.
Stand up.
Stand up. Come on.
Stand up. Put your feet in there.
no.
Man, don't be a kid. Come on.
Stop.
Where are my kids?
Stand up. Put your feet in.
Did he say no?
Put your feet in. Put your feet in. You don't want to make this worse already. Come on.
Did he say no?
Sit in the car, man.
Going to jail for DUI, which is a misdemeanor.
It's a Janet. It's a
This is what it is. Be a man. Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Everyone tells us. I know. I get it. Whatever. If you're a cop, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a law enforcement.
Okay.
I can't
stop
tell.
talking and sit in the back of the car. Let's go to the other side. Come here.
Your entitled
Pull
ass.
against me. Let's go.
I'm not moving, bro. Don't
do this.
Don't do this.
Lane.
Come on.
Surprised he didn't say call Trump.
So you guys
You don't get your sit.
Put your feet in.
Stand up.
Stand up. Come on.
Stand up. Put your feet in there.
no.
Man, don't be a
No.
kid. Come on.
Stop.
Where are my kids?
Stand up.
Well, you should have thought about your
Put your
kids.
feet in. Put your feet in. You don't want to make this worse already.
Like he fin like look at him.
Going to jail for DUI, which is a misdemeanor. If you don't cooperate, you go to jail for resisting. It only makes it worse. Come on. Put your feet in, buddy. All right, your kids will be fine. This will pass.
Listen to me.
This is what them people be saying about their kids.
We gotta sit down, Scott.
God damn you guys.
No, damn you.
You. Okay.
No, fuck you.
You really.
Here I go, and your mama too. Look at him. Are you Haitian?
Yeah.
He would then roll down the window in the back seat, swear at the officer, demand he have the cuffs taken off, and see his kids. I'd like to read some of the comments that were posted underneath
So is
the
he?
video.
Was
on a
he?
Reddit thread.
I just need to
Deport
know.
him to El Salvador. I hear it's nice this time of year at CCOT. By their own arguments and logic, they deserve to lose the kids. Lame. As soon as the black cop spoke, dude was like, are you patient? Like that matters? Any chance this dude was a J6?
We needed this one, did we, Doreen?
Immediately asked if the cop is Haitian. The racism is just front and center, completely dictating everything this man believes in, clouding any possibility for him to see any other race besides his own as a fellow human. And expecting to get out of a DUI because he's ICE. Pathetic. Drunk driving with your kids in the car, even worse. Doesn't remember where he's been, doesn't know what he drank or how many. Nope. I feel like that is the consensus.
Yeah.
Because in
they probably would have gave him a break if he hadn't been this
on their own rhetoric.
But he said we done been down here.
At least at this moment,
he done been down that road before.
Agent.
So you just
we'll
a drunk.
Keep you updated as more information does become available. But as of right now, it appears that this member of DHS is potentially going to, as he said, he's in a custody battle.
All right, Christina.
His kids, and he probably should, in my opinion, because he drank and drove with them in the backseat.
Absolutely. Give me my kids. Give me my kids. Give me my dang gone kids. You don't care about them. If you did, you wouldn't have been drinking and driving, slipping and sliding up and down the highway. What's next? Yeah, that's what I was looking at when I was paying my bills. I was like, now I just know he is not this entitled. Yeah, because you got a whole president that y'all keep getting in trouble and he keeps pardoning y'all. But that's why now the colonel, let's listen to what the current lieutenant, special general, oh yeah, they sick of you. They sick of you. They don't even want to serve up under you. You got military top rank leaving because of you. Yeah. And Prince Andrew, he having to give up cause his title because he was ucking around with you and Epstein. Both of y'all losers. Hold on. Oh yeah, they leaving, boo. They leaving. Let's watch this. They leaving. Top military. Why they leaving, AunTeaFee? Y'all hit the like button. Double tap. I can't wait for the update. Oh yes, indeed. Oh yes, indeed. Hold on. Y'all please double tap the screen. Hit the like button. Come on. We got top ranking officials leaving. Let's listen. But then you don't want nobody to talk about how bad of a job you doing. Your numbers have dropped. You like disapproval at like 62%. Yes. Yes. And so you got military leaving. Let's listen.
On boats off Venezuela's coast. That new this morning, the military commander overseeing the Pentagon's escalating attacks on boats off Venezuela's coast, that he is retiring. This is barely a year into his time in that role. And one source tells CNN that tensions had been simmering for weeks between Admiral Alvin Halsey and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and that Hegseth did not believe the admiral was moving aggressively enough to take on and target alleged drug traffickers in the Caribbean. There have been at least 6 U.S. strikes on boats, alleged drug boats in the Caribbean. The latest one disclosed just yesterday. Some of the crew on board that boat are believed to have survived that strike. Also this week, President Trump confirmed that he is now authorizing the CIA to operate covertly inside of Venezuela, linked to all of this. But he did stop short of saying that the intent is regime change. Venezuela's president disagrees.
Hamas? Never before had any previous government, since the CIA has existed, publicly said that it was sending the CIA to kill, to overthrow, and to destroy countries.
Joining me right now is CNN senior military analyst, retired Admiral James Stavridis.
To overthrow.
Allied commander. It's great to see you, Admiral. In addition to being former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, you also spent years with U.S. Southern Command, years working on issues related to this region and Venezuela included specifically. On that Admiral retiring, what do you make of it?
Very strange. Hard to come up with an analog. Closest I can come up with maybe 20 years ago, another admiral, Admiral Fox Fallon, stepped down.
He's stepping down.
U.S. Central Command.
He ain't the only one.
Disagreements with the administration about how to approach Iran, but extremely rare to see a combatant commander, particularly in the middle of military operations, walk away from. Kate, I'd say three things could be at play here. Number one, he may have personal medical issues, family issues. He doesn't want to share them, but now is the right time for him to step away. Number two, we've seen Secretary Hegseth push out a lot of senior military leaders, including the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the former chief of naval operations. Perhaps he's been pushed out of the role, but in a less public way. And third and finally, the speculation I'm hearing is that he disagreed with the policy choices. And in that scenario, as a senior military officer, you essentially have the choice of executing the mission you're given or putting your stars on the table. Perhaps he did the latter. I don't know.
Yeah, but important. And
they are giving up all their years. Retire everything, 30 or 40 years. He ain't look 40. Yeah. Because of Trump.
Impactful, nonetheless. This week also, Admiral, we learned that the president, as I mentioned just a moment ago, authorized the CIA to conduct covert operations inside Venezuela. He also said that he's considering carrying out land operations on the country. Everyone seems to agree, in
land
reason, cracking down on drug trafficking is a good thing.
Land operation, dropping missiles. He wants to, California, he wants to send a whole missile for peaceful protests. Because he don't want nobody to talk about him. He's feeling the mashed potatoes. He's feeling the heat and the humiliation, and the numbers are coming out. And so he wants to bomb the United States. They're laughing at me. They're laughing at me. Me. They didn't give me the Nobel Peace Prize, and now they are laughing at me. Bomb them.
But what happens if he moves in, like he is suggesting?
Let's start with the forces that are on station right now. They are significant. There are 6 to 8 big warships down there, a couple of thousand Marines and sailors, dozens of those Tomahawk missiles that
warships, y'all,
is quite worried about. And oh, by the way, a squadron or two of F-35 Lightnings, the 5th generation fighters based out of Puerto Rico. That's a lot of firepower, Kate. It's more than you need, frankly, to blow up drug boats. So,
he wants to do this on U.S. soil. And then you make the taxpayers' money clean it up.
Clearly sending a signal to Maduro for him to speak publicly about the CIA being involved is, again, highly unusual. And I think ultimately the goal here is, in fact, regime change. Final thought, that may be a right policy, but boy, it's gone sideways for us in Latin America, going back to the Bay of Pigs and John F. Kennedy. I'd say flashing yellow light.
And I would say it's always good advice to take the advice of Admiral James Stavridis. It's very good to see you, Admiral. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, Vicky, don't forget tomorrow. Yeah, that's what he's trying to stop that too. Hold on. He's trying to stop it.
utter turmoil and chaos taking place in the United States military right now, as yet another top commander has suddenly resigned. This time, the top commander in Latin America, Alvin Halsey, suddenly quit less than 1 year into his tenure as the head of Southern Command, the individual in charge of the United States Navy in Latin America. Apparently, this resignation comes based on his strong opposition to the Trump regime's war crimes taking place off the coast in Venezuela and Colombia, where the Trump regime continued to demand unlawful orders be carried out in the form of blowing up these fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela and Colombia as well. Here's the reporting. 4-star Admiral Alvin Halsey, head of Southern Command, stepping down after less than a year in his position. One of the U.S. officials said that Admiral Halsey had raised concerns about the mission and the attacks on alleged drug boats. The reporting from CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, and others is as follows. Tensions were simmering between Secretary of Defense, who unlawfully refers to himself as Secretary or former Fox News host.
Now, why would he be considered a idiot? Who? When you have a president that's giving you orders that are not lawful, and the judge has said it's not lawful. So what? When you become court-martial and you get put out and you get go to, what is it called, the brig? Yeah, what do you mean? He's an idiot. They're getting unlawful orders. Yeah. They have an oath. And when you're getting unlawful. Did you see what was that movie? When the captain and the colonel was having him do, when they was doing what was that with Tom Hanks? Is it Tom Hanks? And he said, "You can't handle the truth." What was that movie? When they was doing stuff and they knew that they was not supposed to do, but they did it anyway. Yeah, and they got court-martialed and went to the brig. A few good men. There we go, right there. Right there. And what Trump is telling them to do is unlawful. And the judges have already said
Halsey
so.
For weeks. Hegseth did not believe that Halsey was moving quickly and aggressively enough to combat drug traffickers in the Caribbean and complained about not being given info he needed about ops per sources. But Southcom, which is what Alvin Halsey, Admiral Halsey led, was concerned about the operations not being lawful. In other words, that war crimes were being committed.
Absolutely.
And Admiral Halsey
did not
want to be a part of these war crimes. I can't emphasize enough how unusual a resignation like this is, and I think it demonstrates what I think will soon take place with mass resignations.
No. Now, when the judge, like they said, if the judge has said it's unlawful, he will have to stand before the judge. So the judge is saying it's unlawful. No. It don't have nothing to do with it. Now you being stupid. You just being stupid. But it goes to show y'all think y'all can break the law. And be pardoned. Well, no. Some people have morals. That just means you don't have none, Fred. And because of that, we're gonna ask you to leave. Can you leave yourself, or do I have to put you out? Y'all say bye to Fred. He don't have no morals. Bye, Fred. You're not going to come over here and try to play with us because you don't have no morals.
Amongst the top admirals and generals. We've seen others quitting as well. More on that in a moment. As Phil Err says, U.S. Admiralty was born after the Civil War. A four-star admiral quitting mid-operation, the way Halsey just did, is a rupture of that order. Halsey's exit amid lethal Caribbean strikes is a 5-alarm warning. Trump.
So they are giving us warnings to say the stuff that this man is wanting them to do is Just like nothing sue me. It's crime wars. And he gonna pardon himself. Yeah, he ain't gonna pardon you with your cute self. Let's go.
Operation, the way Halsey just did, is a rupture of that order. Halsey's exit amid lethal Caribbean strikes is a 5-alarm warning. Trump and Hegseth are pushing unlawful orders and driving commanders out. The Admiral's revolt has begun. The Admiral's revolt against the Trump regime has begun.
Let's go.
Admiral Halsey was one of the most, if not the most, respected admiral of them all. So this one account puts it.
This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about character, morals. Yeah, he not gonna lay him down for Trump. You understand? Yes. And so if you think that's an idiot, that means you don't have character. Yeah, nor morals. Let's go.
If
Shout out to the
commander
Admiral
of Southern Command is stepping down less than a year into his tenure, I'm guessing we're about to find out the intelligence picture on these narco-terrorist, quote, narco-terrorist vessels that we are blowing out of the water isn't as solid as it's being portrayed. Now, here is the statement of the 4-star Admiral Alvin Halsey upon his resignation and retirement. He says as follows: "It's been an honor to serve our nation, the American people, and support and defend the Constitution for over 37 years. Effective December 12, 2025, I will retire from the U.S. Navy. Serving as your commander and deputy for the past 34 months has been a tremendous honor. The Southcom team has made lasting contributions to the defense of our nation and will continue to do so. I am confident that you will forge ahead focused on your mission that strengthens our nation and ensures its longevity as a beacon of freedom around the globe. Stephanie and I extend our deepest gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity to have served alongside our nation's finest warfighters. Keep charging." And Admiral Alvin Halsey, in that message, I think you could read between the lines of some of the coded message he was sending to other leaders in the military and other members of the Navy. Now, this comes as well as a Marine colonel quit after 24 years, citing concern for the future of the United States under Trump. Yep, a former United States Marine Corps colonel and combat veteran said that after 24 years of service, he resigned from the military because of Trump, citing what he described as the U.S. president's contempt for the Constitution. Doug Krugman left his role in the military on September 30th, coinciding with the day that Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth delivered that hyper-partisan, controversial address to the U.S. military leaders brought to a special meeting in Quantico, Virginia from across the world about military priorities and the regime's agenda. Quote, "I gave up my career out of concern for our country's future," Krugman wrote in an op-ed for the Washington Post. He even warned of a collapse of the conventional United States government system. That's right, a 5-alarm fire. Now, just to remind you, at that event by Pete Hegseth, where he called all the top generals and all the top admirals, including Admiral Halsey, Hegseth said the following. Let's play this clip.
"Leaders who have given decades to our great republic at great sacrifice to yourselves and to your families. But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign.
Okay.
We would thank you.
Everybody leaves.
So clearly, Admiral Halsey responded and said, "I'm getting the hell out of here because you are all engaged in war crimes right now, and I am not going to be a part of it when there may be war crimes tribunals that could be held in the future as a result of what this dastardly Trump regime is doing." More on that in a moment as well. Tennessee Holler, an ABC report. The military commander overseeing operations in Latin America, which included several lethal strikes on alleged drug boats, is stepping down. Hegseth did not immediately respond to requests for comment about why Admiral Alvin Halsey was leaving. Now, this comes at the same time as well that a 5th fishing boat off the coast of Venezuela was blown up. But for this one, there were survivors. NBC and others were reporting. The U.S. military carried out a strike against an alleged Venezuelan drug cartel boat in international waters in the Caribbean. And for the first time, there were survivors, according to U.S. officials. Now, this followed.
Now, y'all know that if they are just regular citizens, just out fishing, and not Venezuela with no drugs or nothing on that boat, his ass in trouble. Y'all do know that, right? Right. Okay, let's go.
Donald Trump posting earlier this week that another fishing boat you see there was blown up. The United States has carried out at least 5 of these war crimes against these fishing boats, that is, with at least 21 murders taking place. Blood on the hands of Donald Trump and Hegseth. We also know that at least one of these boats appeared to be Colombian in origin, not Venezuelan. And there's a lot of reporting that it seems that these are not actually even drug dealers on these boats, but they were just fishing boats. And in any event, if you take a look at these boats, they're small boats. They don't seem like they even have the fuel to get to the United States.
Lori, I'm with you.
There's been zero transparency on this at all. But don't take my word for this if when I call it a war crime. How about the ranking Democrat in the House Intelligence Committee, Jim Himes? Okay, the top Democrat. He would be part of the Gang of Six. You know, he's as high as you go, Democrat in the intelligence space, Congressmember Jim Himes. This is what he had to say.
He ain't stopping them now. He don't know what's on the boat.
Troubling aspects about these lethal attacks in the Caribbean against supposedly drug dealing boats. Now, we don't know that because unlike our counterterrorism programs, the Congress is not being told who were on these boats, how they were identified, what the intelligence was. Totally different thing. Congress is being told nothing on this, and that's okay apparently with the Republican majorities in the House and the Senate. It's not okay with me. I'm going to leave a little bit of a crack in the door here because again, the White House has not shared what they believe their legal justification is. They did put out a memo. I will tell you that based on what I know now and the reading of that memo, these are illegal killings. They are illegal killings because the notion that the United States, and this is what the administration says is their justification, is involved in an armed conflict with any drug dealers, Venezuelan drug dealers, is ludicrous. It wouldn't stand up in a single court of law.
They say they've designated them as terrorists.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's lots of people who have been designated terrorists. That does not automatically give the authority to take lethal action.
And then I had Congressman Himes on our program here on the Midas Touch Network, and here's what he said yesterday about these war crimes, these unlawful strikes taking place off the coast of Venezuela. Let's play it.
As an intelligence guy, I can tell you this. If you've got the capability to blow a boat out of the water, you've got the capability to interdict it, to arrest everyone on board, to interrogate them, and now you're finding out where it was going, where it came from, who the bosses are, who the distribution networks are. When you turn a bunch of people into a smoking wreck, you don't get any of that stuff. All you get is a bunch of testosterone-fueled White House aides pounded on their chest. Again, illegal. And I'm on my soapbox about this, Ben, because too many of my Republican colleagues are like, we should do more of this. We should do, it's so great to see it's Hollywood and stuff. Folks, we always regret that kind of thinking. You know, when we put Japanese Americans into concentration camps in the United States in World War II, at the time that probably seemed like a good idea. Did not seem in retrospect like a good idea, right? The McCarthy era where we were ruining people, you know, a senator from Wisconsin ruining people's careers. Well, they were communists, they deserve it. And in retrospect, those are the darkest moments in our history. And so I'm going to keep sounding the alarm on this because 10 years from now, this is going to turn out to be yet another assault on the rule of law. And by the way, a really bad way of stopping the flow of drugs into our country.
Now, I want to show you briefly some clips right now that involve Admiral Halsey. Great man, great admiral. Here's Admiral Halsey. This was in 2023. This was in 2023 at an event he gave at Concordia. And here he talks about his role. This is when he was vice admiral at the time. He was then since promoted even more. But here he was over here talking about the importance of partnership with countries in the region. And you can hear him how important that was, working with countries collaboratively. So you can imagine just how infuriated is probably not even the right word. It must have made him to see war crimes being committed in that region. Let's play this first clip.
At U.S. Southern Command, we are one of the 6 geographic combatant commanders for the Department of Defense. So in that role, we're responsible for overseeing the contingency planning operations as well as the security cooperation in the Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. In our neighborhood, we like to say, and we refer to it as our neighborhood because of the physical proximity, the shared values and culture, and also the shared economic and security concerns.
This is more from Admiral Halsey, now retired Admiral Halsey, talking about cooperation. Let's play it.
What do you think are the most important concerns that we actually are dealing with, or your particular Southcom are dealing with today?
So thanks for that question as well. So first of all, I'd like to share that Southcom has been building partnerships in this region now for close to 60 years. And if you were to look at our mission statement, 2 things that really stand out. Rapidly responding to crises and then building partner capacity, regional capacity. So how do we do that? We do it through security cooperation. Security cooperation is the way that we engage with our partners by and large. Now, how do we do that? It goes
I need 60 likes, y'all. Come on.
Military sales, foreign military financing, security assistance, funding as well. And so by doing that, we're able to engage and build partner capacity. That's very important as you look at different threats in the region. So as we assist partners in developing that military capability, what that does for us, and at the same time, we stick with them, we don't just go away, we gotta be on the field and engage, right? So we assist them with training, the necessary training to do the sustainment and maintenance, and by doing that, and again, on the field, engage with our partners, building that trust, we're able to enable them to counter that malign activity. And so that's kind of the main focus right now, security cooperation.
I just found this moment to be particularly interesting. Again, this is from 2023 in light of what's happening right now. And even though the individual hosting this panel said, what do you think things will look like in 5 years? I feel like we've lived dog years already under this Trump regime. Watch the response here by Admiral Halsey in response. Let's play it.
Thinking forward, we're here 5 years from now. What do you think, what do you hope to be able to say, or what do you think will be the new challenges then? Admiral.
I'll share with you that our vision of this Western Hemisphere is a secure, free, and prosperous environment. I think we have to continue to provide security cooperation, build those relationships. One of the key things we do is this international military education and training, where we bring partners, nations over to mid-level and senior service colleges, and we forge those relationships. Some of those folks go back and become chiefs of defense, senior admirals and generals in the militaries. We have to make sure we continue to reach out and look for those like-minded countries or like-minded democracies and build those relationships.
So there you have it, folks. I mean, you don't get much higher than 4-star admiral in charge of the command of that very region where the war crimes are taking place. Again, big news. I think we all know why he's retiring, why he's quitting, and you saw what Hegseth said as well there in that speech. So let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Love this video? Support independent media.
Yeah, I'm looking at y'all crazy. Hold on. I need for y'all to hear the other guy, and then I'll move on. He is saying something about war. Let me show you the other cat. Yeah. He says some serious things. See, the current what was he? Admiral, he was still kind of nice. See, you know, he was still politically astute. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. But the other cat, hold on. A U.S. Senate candidate, Graham. He ain't had nothing nice to say. Hold on, was this on it? No. January 6th rider pardon was a moral line from. Oh, there you go. Let's hear this one.
You can live at
then
home.
We'll move on.
And take care of your mother, and you can get paid by having a regular paycheck.
Freedom Care 2 weeks ago on September 30th.
So it just won't be a black thing.
Resigned his post after serving 24 years in the Marine Corps under 2 weeks ago on September 30th, Colonel Douglas Krugman resigned his post after serving 24 years in the Marine Corps
get the likes
under 4 different presidents. He said he could no longer take an oath to serve under
He has served under 4 different presidents. So he ain't new to it.
Constitution like a suggestion. Writing, quote, this president act different presidents. He said he could no longer take an oath to serve under a commander-in-chief who treats the Constitution like a suggestion. Writing, quote, this president acts as though one election makes 236 years of constitutional order irrelevant. Instead of trying to work within the Constitution or to amend it, President Trump is testing how far he can ignore it. If voters and legislators cannot close the gaps in our laws to clarify the limits of presidential power, those who serve our government will continue to struggle. The next president of either party may continue us down this path toward collapse. Joining us now, former Colonel Doug Krugman. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me today.
Can you explain, you said you had your title scrapped when you resigned?
If you want to retire and keep your rank for use in retirement on your ID card, on your tombstone, you have to serve either 3 years at that pay grade or receive a waiver from the Secretary of Navy or Secretary of Defense. Had I wanted to keep my rank, I would have had to keep serving until about this time next year. So I voluntarily accepted a symbolic demotion to Lieutenant Colonel in retirement.
That's a lot. Tell me exactly.
That's a lot.
You felt you could not wait another year. You could not serve out the rest of your service term.
Well, some people start with policy disagreements, but disagreeing with the policy of an administration is perfectly normal for military personnel, perfectly normal for civil servants. The elected president can implement his policies in accordance with the law, and we follow that, whether we agree or disagree.
According to the law.
Moral issues are more a personal choice based on personal values, and as President Trump's first term ended, and then between his inauguration, his election and his inauguration for a second term, I saw a lot of actions. I heard a lot of rhetoric about things I did not consider moral, and frankly, I wasn't willing to risk my life anymore to serve and defend. And
you know what's happening, Lori?
The more concerning threat, which has become much more
you know what we don't know.
In the last few weeks, is about actual illegality and illegal orders to the military to conduct actions that they should not be.
Illegal orders to military. They know what we don't know. You understand? No. Shout out to y'all for standing up.
And then finally, there's the more concerning threat, which has become much more obvious.
See, this, y'all, remember when I was talking about Charlie Kirk? When things was presented and he compromised, and then it became a mortality issue with him. Then the guilt started hitting him and eating him up. So sometimes you have to leave. Yeah, sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you can't go along. Our money ain't good money. You cannot make deals with the devil. You cannot be okay with the devil. Sometimes you have to show him and just give it all up. Give it up. No. What's more important? No. Give it up. So for somebody to say he's an idiot, that means that you don't have character. Shout out to you. Shout out to all of them who is leaving. Yeah. Have y'all doing war crimes against the U.S., going out to foreign countries and doing dirty work while he's stealing money.
Obvious over the past few weeks.
Show the Epstein files.
Illegality and illegal orders to the military to conduct actions that they should not be conducting.
We could talk about that aspect in a moment. I want to talk about the
Imagine what's
here.
really going on.
You
right.
think that there were clear lines drawn and then clear lines violated in regards to what is a morally right thing to do by a president of the United States. What
you don't have no morals.
So
morality is very much a personal choice. It's shaped by society. It's shaped by religious beliefs. But for me, the pardon on his first day of his second term of the January 6th rioters, insurrectionists, was a moral line for me.
The pardon.
To defend the
so guess what? Because he said that, he pardoned somebody else today. He pardoned that guy, that Santos guy. He said the pardon. January 6th, the first day. We should have known what to expect from him.
By religious beliefs. But for me,
hey, pearls of wisdom.
His first day of his second term of the January 6th rioters, insurrectionists, was a moral line for me. The oath is to defend the Constitution. That group on his first day of his
Constitution in which he don't believe in following, the one that he says is up to interpretation. Oh, that little thing.
Shaped by society, it's shaped by religious beliefs. But for me, the pardon on his first day of his second term of the January 6th rioters, insurrectionists, was a moral line for me. The oath is to defend the Constitution. That group of people tried to storm the Capitol, were chanting for the death of elected leaders, and were trying to keep our Congress from performing its constitutional role. So his choice on his inauguration day was first step that week that led me to decide by that Friday I was going to retire from the military this year.
What about foreign aid?
Foreign aid is, again, personally, I think charity begins at home, but I'd like to see our government echoing that charity. I've seen USAID do a lot of good work in a lot of places, and for a small fraction of the federal budget, saving lives around the world wasn't necessarily a problem for me. I thought that was the morally right thing to do. Obviously, those in power right now disagree. Again, morality is an individual choice, and they made their choice and they made it clear. I'm not entirely sure they did it in accordance with the law. That's another story.
How do you see the president's desire to send in troops or the National Guard to American cities?
I see that as right now a major cause of concern. If you listen to his remarks, you listen to his justifications behind those orders, we've had people, including federal judges, say the rhetoric, the written justifications do not match the actual reality. In the military, there's an assumption when you get orders, they're based on the best information available and that they're legal to execute. In this case, we have orders from the Secretary of Defense, approved by the President, that have been, with governors objecting to them, and now federal judges and authorities saying, no, these should not be executed, in large part because the rhetoric, the justification, is just so disconnected from the reality, it's not factual. That puts our military units in a really bad place. They now have one legal authority.
The judge says it's not factual. The judge said he lying. It's time to impeach. The judge say he lying.
Because the rhetoric, the justification, is just so disconnected from the reality, it's not factual. That puts our military units in a really bad place. They now have one legal authority who they normally follow telling them to do something for reasons that may or may not be clear to those on the ground, and they have another lawful authority saying, no, don't do that. And the more we have situations like this where units have conflicting orders from two legal authorities, the more we're going to undermine our cohesion of our forces, the unity of our forces, and the strength of our country, because it's going to, military officers aren't supposed to have to choose which set of orders to follow. It's supposed to be clear. And under this administration and their willingness to push the boundary of the law, that's no longer clear in some cases.
Did you see politics infecting individual service members or infecting that cohesion, disrupting that cohesion in a way that it hadn't before over the last 9 months?
I can only speak to my own observations, my own experiences, and frankly, I have had no direct role in anything in Portland or Washington, D.C., and I was fairly removed from what happened in Los Angeles as well. So I really can't speak to any individual or personal reactions to those other than my own opinions on both morality and what I'm seeing from the courts on legality.
You say that you've been a little bit, bother is not the right word, but you found it telling that people have called you courageous for posting this op-ed, for resigning your post?
The fact I'm courageous for retiring and more so for speaking out is a concern, because the First Amendment that many of us have swore our lives to defend and the president has sworn to uphold as well guarantees us the right of free speech. And if our senior government officials have made very clear comments that indicate there's possible retribution for free speech, and that's spreading fear around our country. Fear is contagious, but also I think courage is contagious. And right now, if there are those real threats of retribution, if there are at least real fears of retribution for the rhetoric, then I think right now we need more people to stand up, and we need more people to make clear that this is not acceptable, and that every American, whether you agree with them or not, has their right to peacefully execute their First Amendment rights, whether by speaking, whether by writing, or going to a protest on Saturday.
I do want to, just on that note, play a little bit of the president during his speech to military leaders. Same day you resigned, same day he gave that speech, although yours was planned. Same day my retirement happened to take effect. I decided in January, the week of his inauguration. Yeah, sorry. My apologies on that.
He decided.
Let me just play a little bit of what he told generals.
Only in recent decades, I've never walked into a room so silent before. This is very, don't laugh, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, they weren't impressed with you.
Time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room.
Bye.
Of course, there goes your rank, there goes your future.
Okay, I want to play one other one. This is the one, and I'm sorry I wasn't clear to the control room. I want to play the one about Donald Trump talking about the invasion from within.
Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly.
Do you think that we're under invasion from within? Do you see what's happening on American streets as insurrection?
There have been limited cases of
somebody y'all taking likes back.
People peacefully protesting the government also abhor and oppose. I think President Trump said a lot of things in that speech that were questionable. I'll use a couple lines he has used to justify killing people. Talking about boats from Venezuela, he said twice, every boat kills about 25,000 people. And then he talked about stacked up with bags of white powder. That's mostly fentanyl and other drugs too. There is absolutely no way any single boat has killed 25,000 people. And those stacks of white powder, according to his own Coast Guard seizures, according to his DEA, and according to everybody else, they're not fentanyl really at all. They're cocaine. So if he thinks blowing up boatloads of cocaine is going to protect the real threat to American people, I think we had 80,000 Americans die of drug-related deaths last year, more than half because of fentanyl. There's just no connection to reality.
Yeah, and a lot of them, according to the reporting and the accounting from the government, are coming in through the ports of entry, the legal ports of entry. Thank you so much. Doug Krugman, former colonel, served 24 years in the United States Marine Corps. I appreciate your service, sir, and thank you very much for coming on and telling us your story.
Thank you for your time.
Wow. Y'all see what's going on? Hold on. Grab your wig. Grab your wig. Hold on. What?
Bite into real Wisconsin flavor with the new roasted garlic and bacon pub burger at Culver's.
Dad, I'm Bud.
Let's count the smiles.
I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Let's see one.
A new court loss for President Trump. Another court now stopping his bid to try to seize powers and put troops in the streets, something that has been, of course, controversial with a lot of protest. Trump has been trying to claim the power to deploy troops, and he's done it under the authority of what he calls rebellion.
Mind blowing.
That's even when governors
sure.
oppose using their state's guard that way, and even when there's no apparent rebellion, not one that anyone has seen. Well, judges have rebuffed Trump, and this powerful appeals court is blocking Trump's plot to put the troops in Chicago as unlawful. The court telling Trump that he's wrong, he does not have this power. And when it comes to this factual question that I just mentioned of, well, does the rebellion clause kick in? This appeals court ruling that democracy and political opposition are not an organized rebellion, reinforcing
it's not
Trump's prior
rebellion.
losses in the lower courts on the abuse of this same type of power. So Trump is losing on the law. This is not rebellion, the court says. Now, the language and precedent are pretty clear there. So Trump's only legal path to still trying to get his troops back into the streets here would be to get the Supreme Court to bail him out, something they have done on other issues. So he's asking the High Court to overrule this loss. Justice Barrett today did not order the type of stay that Trump wants. So instead, no emergency immediate action today, which means he is still on the losing side of this. Illinois officials can respond by the end of the day, Monday, the beginning of next week. If you are keeping track, this is another loss where Donald Trump has, of course, some agents and some troops in the streets and some level of concern, fear, and even among some people a kind of despondent feeling that, well, I guess he's getting away with it all. And on some things he is, but on this one, he's not. And so the political strategy of flooding the zone or taking the L's and hoping people just focus on other things is being tested, because it turns out when people fight and the law holds, you can't just have endless troops in the streets and an endless sort of military vibe in our country. That's still not America. Now then there's Trump's DOJ, which continues to grind through these indictments. They've now turned this week to a Trump official from the first term, and today John Bolton we saw walking in to court where he pled not guilty to these charges of mishandling classified documents stemming from the security access he had in Donald Trump's first term. The wider context is that Trump has been using the DOJ to go after individuals who all have one thing in common. I mean, here you have people from different parties, from different parts of the country, state and federal officials. What do they all have in common? They are currently on Donald Trump's enemies list. And while there are some differences in the Bolton case, and we covered that when the news broke, when you look at the focus on what are factually older incidents, you have to get your calendar out and go back years to find out what they're talking about with Comey and Bolton. Well, that adds to the skepticism, the questions raised about whether the Bolton case is also, even if the facts are stronger, part of Trump's vendetta. So here, take one outside view from Rupert Murdoch's media empire, which, as you know, includes Fox News, Wall Street Journal, and they've backed many Trump policies, and yet in the Journal here, they're saying if you work for the president and he sours on you and you criticize him, you're not safe. There's little doubt, Rupert Murdoch's Journal notes, that the underlying motivation for the Bolton prosecution is retribution. The calls are now coming from inside this conservative alliance. Fox News, you might say, is not as strong as the Journal on that issue about what the Journal says is Donald Trump's unlawful prosecution of foes. But Fox News this week also joined all other major news outlets in resisting the Pentagon crackdown from one of their own former employees, Pete Hegseth, who had said, go with the autocratic plan. You have to submit everything for their authorization before you publish it. Fox said no. And the Journal's saying no. And the judges are saying no. It's a lot of no's, even in an environment where people feel like Trump is getting away with stuff. And so we turn, as promised, immediately to James Carville, legendary Democratic strategist, Raging Cajun, guy with a pretty good view, heading into the weekend.
Is he laughing at him? He laughing at him.
I'm delighted to be back. Always fun. Friday afternoon, my favorite time to be on the show.
There we go. And I know on the East Coast, people are having their drinks or getting ready for dinner. Let's start with the losing, because you have long said, if people don't know about it, it's not going to matter that much. And you got to get the word out. What does it mean to you and to the party that I know you support?
I've never heard of such
Trump?
wrong. Me either, Lauren.
I just went through a list of losses. And do you get that out to the country? Does that calcify the backbone going into these weekend protests?
A couple of things that we're going to get out to the country, because they're going to be stopped getting out of the country. First of all, the Democrats are not going to cave on this budget thing. even if they wanted to, they couldn't. There is no appetite among Democratic voters to give in. I don't think there's any appetite among Democrats on the Hill, both the House and the Senate. Secondly, we're going to win in Virginia, and we're probably going to win in New Jersey. So that is going to change the entire dynamic of the coverage. And I mean, I'm sorry, Senator Thune or Speaker Johnson can go out and do all the talking points they want. You better prepare your caucus for a long haul, because the Democrats feel they're winning this fight. They feel like they're not going to lose it. They feel like they're on the right side, and there is zero appetite to give in. If they wanted to, they couldn't, because Democratic voters come out of the woodwork. You better brace yourself for what's going to happen in November, because this is the first time that...
You better. Somebody type better. You better brace yourself. We ain't budging. Okay? So you can play all the little tricks and toys you want to. Go change your dirty ass diaper and sit your ass down.
They're on the right side, and there is zero appetite to give in. If they wanted to, they couldn't, because Democratic voters come out of the woodwork.
That part.
You better brace yourself for what's going to happen in November, because this is the first time that voters are going to go to polls. We've had special elections, and every one, the Democrats have outperformed by over 15 points.
Hear ye.
The moment of reckoning cometh, and it's not that far away. And now we have the AP University of Chicago poll.
Oh, y'all, can we all grab hands? Come on to Jesus while you have time. Come on to Jesus. Come on, y'all. Man, because we ain't budging. So you might as well give your life to Christ and come on to him. You better make up your mind. Yeah. We standing together.
Happen in November, because this is the first time that voters are going to go to posts, and we've had special elections, and every one, the Democrats have outperformed by over 15 points.
You need the Lord.
The moment of reckoning cometh, and it's not that far away. And now we have the AP University of Chicago poll has Trump at 37%. So I'm sorry, guys, you're hooked up to a loser, and we just have to keep making them pay.
You hooked up to a loser. I like that. You hooked up to a loser. My. Vicky, ain't that? No, that was Kimberly. Who used to do the my? Oh, yeah, my.
John Bolton's a longtime conservative. He's now in the sauce with the rest of them. And this is what he says: I become the latest target in the Trump weaponizing of the Justice
Please
Department.
stand on and vote. You ain't never lied.
Are not just about his
vote early
or he mentions his diaries, but the Trump effort to intimidate opponents, dissent and disagreement are foundational to America's constitutional system, vitally important to our freedom. James, we're in the early days of these cases. I don't know if Trump will win any of them, although they have a huge effect on people's lives, careers, money, even if Trump loses. What do you think of Bolton there?
Well, I mean, Bolton got caught up in it, and you know, if you get in, you know, your parents tell you, and you hear it all the time, if you lie down with a skunk, you're going to smell bad. And John Bolton made a decision to lie down with a skunk, okay?
Now, I thought if you lay down with dogs, you're bound to get fleas.
I suspect that he'll beat this, but all of the other people that were just doing their jobs that are being here, but it's to Trump, or it's not about people getting ahead. It's not about people struggling, trying to pay bills. It's not about people wanting an education. It's about getting the people that he doesn't like to use the power of the government to get even with him. And this is not going to work. People want a presidency and they want a government about their lives, and they're not getting that at all. We're getting it about Trump's grievances, and it's going to start paying up. They're going to start paying a price, and we should be the beneficiaries of this.
I want to get you on Zoran Mondami. We talked about him early on. You talked about his economic message. He squared off in this debate last night. You mentioned Virginia, But, the election we have is going to be Virginia. There's also New York City. And there are going to be people looking to what this says about the party. Here he was last night.
Yeah, please hit the like button. Get the lights up. Double tap the face of your screen. Oh, yeah, he mad.
Say that yes, will freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. And I will also build 200,000 truly affordable homes across the 5 boroughs.
He said, who? Where you at?
Here he was last night.
Who?
Well, I'm proud to say that yes, will freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. And I will also build 200,000 truly affordable homes across the 5 boroughs over the next 10 years. We will have dedicated teams of mental health outreach workers in the top 100 subway stations with the highest levels.
In Virginia, the election we have is going to be Virginia. There's also New York City. And there are going to be people looking to what this says about the party. Here he was last night.
Well, I'm proud to say that yes, will freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. And I will also build 200,000 truly affordable homes across the 5 boroughs over the next 10 years. We will have dedicated teams of mental health outreach workers in the top 100 subway stations with the highest levels of the mental health crisis and homelessness. I'm proud to have a comprehensive plan to bring new ideas to this city. If you want more of the same, vote for Andrew Cuomo.
Is he the face of the Democratic Party if he wins this race?
Well, I will say this. I taught communications at the college level, 4 years of community college, 9 years at Tulane, 4 at LSU. If I could have one guest to demonstrate to my students how to communicate, I think I would pick him. Wow. That guy stays on message. You cannot get him out of talking about affordability. You notice what he was talking about: rent stabilization, building more houses. He talks about transit, and it's just
but can he make it happen, though?
People keep saying, well, you said this about Palestine, or you said this about this, and he just keeps bringing it back to it as the focal point. And Mandami does something that is very important. He tells people, I see you. I see what your life is. Look, may he not be my ideological, compadre, or maybe some different, but I tell you what, that guy can communicate.
Well, you're not known.
You see somebody can do that.
You're not known as a young leftist.
Who hadn't said stupid things in their 20s?
Okay.
All right, or done stupid things in their 20s. He's actually, the more I see him, when it started out, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't for him. And a lot of my friends of my generation, of my persuasion of politics, said, James, you don't get it. This guy's got some talent. He's got some freshness about it. And he's kind of what the city needs.
People out in the streets tomorrow, these are big No Kings protest plans. Your views on the power of this and how it may or may not affect the turnout and what the Democrats are trying to build?
Well, I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to go to the supermarket and buy about 4 dozen sandwiches, and I'm going to bring them to the protesters. I think this is the most American, patriotic thing that you can do. And I think this is a wonderful thing that people...
That's what's
up. The power of this and how it may or may not affect the turnout and what the Democrats are trying to build.
Well, I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to go to the supermarket and buy about 4 dozen sandwiches, and I'm going to bring them to the protesters. I think this is the most American, patriotic thing that you can do. And I think this is a wonderful thing that people are sort of taking this in their own hands. I mean, will there be certain people with different ideological agendas there? Yeah, of course there will. But by and large, 90% of this are going to be people that are scared for their country. They're scared to death about the future of the country. They're watching troops on our streets. This is the first time in our history where the payment on the debt is now higher than we spend on defense. And I wholeheartely, and I promise you, all right, I'm not just going to participate in this. I'm going to bring some food. I'm going to bring some stuff. I might even bring a ice chest full of adult beverages there for the people if they want it. But I think what these people are doing is a wonderful thing, and I'm going to find the one closest to me, and I'm going to join them in any way that I can.
Wow, that's what's up. That's what's up. Wake up nightmare on Wall Street. Wall Street sending Trump a message. Let's check out the message that Wall Street. Now we know he concerned about Wall Street. We know he concerned. Let's hear what Wall Street done sent. What cryptic message they done told him. I hope it's to sit his ass down. But let's hear this.
Look at how I just got max strength generic Viagra.
Let's hear this. Generic Viagra. Why is this my commercial?
I mean, cockroaches in the economy. Those are my... We got cockroaches with Donald Trump, but I don't mean Donald Trump. I mean cockroaches in the economy. Those are my words. Those are the financial guru, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan Chase. See, there's no data coming out of the government because Donald Trump not only has a shutdown that he created,
the bank credit,
but he's not letting any data out to go to the Federal Reserve or to the financial markets. And
y'all, I need 20 likes. Get the likes up.
He is
I'm going to shut it down.
for $1 trillion worth of value being shed in.
Double tap the face of the screen, please, on your phone. Or hit the thumbs up. It says the bank's credit cockroaches are spooking the stock market. Here's what investors need to know. You close your Chase account? Oh, well, I meant to say, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I remember some time ago, long time ago, it was something about gas. It was one of those gas stations that was funding it's a lot of these gas stations and stuff that are in cahoots with all of this stuff, just right along with the banks over there in Israel. I read. Yeah, yellow. I think their logo is yellow. May want to stop going there too. They not gonna understand it until like we did Disney and shut it down, and they brought the freedom of speech back. Yeah, let's keep listening. Y'all, I need 20 likes. Double tap the face of your on your phone or on your computer. Hit the thumbs up. What is this going on over here? Netanyehu. Ooh, that man that's who Trump is afraid of. Come on, y'all. Please don't make me stop again. I'm trusting that y'all finna get them up. Get them up, get them up, get them up.
Cryptocurrency. Remember, this is supposed to be the golden era of cryptocurrency under Donald Trump. Well, look at it now. And in the stock market. And it all has to do with credit and fears about borrowing and credit. And big banks like JP Morgan Chase saying value being shed in cryptocurrency. Remember, this is supposed to be the golden era of cryptocurrency under Donald Trump. Well, look at it now. And in the stock market. And it all has to do with credit and fears about borrowing and credit. And big banks like JP Morgan Chase saying and Jamie Dimon saying during earnings calls, I think we've got a cockroach.
He's going to have to make some changes.
Not only has a shutdown that he created, but he's not letting any data out to go to the Federal Reserve or to the financial markets, and they are now in turmoil. He is responsible for $1 trillion worth of value being shed in cryptocurrency. Remember, this is supposed to be the golden era of cryptocurrency under Donald Trump. Well, look at it now. And in the stock market. And it all has to do with credit and fears about borrowing and credit. And big banks like JP Morgan Chase saying and Jamie Dimon saying during earnings calls, I think we've got a cockroach, and we don't just have one cockroach in describing Donald Trump's economy. I couldn't put it better myself. You're on Legal AF Friday. Let's get to it about the cockroaches. We got two things here, cockroaches and canaries in the coal mine, and neither of them are a good image for Donald Trump. We got to hold Donald Trump and his administration accountable, not just for his destruction on the global stage of world peace, not just for his destruction of domestic policy, of civil liberties and civil rights, but how he is managing the U.S. economy. It's one of the requirements to be elected or to be reelected president. It's one of the requirements for a party to prevail at the midterms is that they are proper stewards of the economy. And what are we watching?
That was part of why Letitia
What
James.
Jamie Dimon
he was mentioning
said out
Chase was in there
loud
with
is that
Letitia
things
James.
like subprime auto lenders going out of business and taking with them $500 billion worth of value is a bad thing. He's even saying during his earnings call that big banks should, and his bank will, put aside reserves to hedge against future losses, meaning people aren't paying their credit, they're not paying their subprime, meaning kind of bad or low credit auto loans. They're not. I mean, who could blame them in this economy?
Right.
They're not paying their mortgages and the rest, and banks are the ones on the hook. Here is a clip of how the financial markets are reacting to Jamie Dimon.
And a lot of those banks are just lowering your credit. I mean, it don't have nothing to do with you late or nothing. You could have never been late, not one time, never paid late fees. But my credit, my line of credit was way up there, and I wasn't using the card. So they started lowering it, just lowering the credit, line of credit for no reason. They going through a lot of that right now. I'm up here saying, oh Lord, what can I purchase to keep this card at up there? You know, I got a college graduation in a year or so. So I got a huge trip that I don't promise. So I'm trying to keep that card open for this out of the country trip. And now they lowering, just lowering it just because. Oh yeah, y'all money funny. Y'all money funny. Yeah. Ain't never had this problem. I've had that card for years. Shit.
Statement a day or so ago saying we got a cockroach problem. Let's play it.
JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon issued a warning on the earnings call Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm finna shut it down if y'all can't get the lights up.
I probably shouldn't say this. Okay, but of course Jamie said it, because that's Jamie. But when you see one cockroach, there are probably more.
Absolutely.
Dimon was referring to the bankruptcies recently of the auto dealer Tricolor Holdings and auto parts conglomerate First Brands Group.
For us, every day is refreshing. Whether it's delivering an order to a fellow customer or setting up a new dispenser.
And that's all the financial markets and the economic newspapers can talk about. Jamie Dimon calling it a cockroach. See, a cockroach in the Trump management of the economy. See, when we don't have proper independent data, reliable data coming out from the government, then there's a vacuum. The vacuum is going to be filled by analysts and leaders of banks and like Jamie Dimon. Let me just give you where we are at the end of our week, putting on my Wall Street hat. A lot of people know I worked on Wall Street for about 4 years on the legal side, running a large portion of the legal department of a large financial services company. And I understand how the markets fit together. Cryptocurrency, remember it was all the rage under the Trump administration. The only one making money right now in cryptocurrency is Donald Trump and his family. Because they want turmoil, they want volatility, they want volume of people buying and selling and panicking because they get the VIG, they get the brokerage commission. In the last week, cryptocurrency has lost over $600 billion in a week. Remember when Bitcoin was flying high at $126,000 a Bitcoin? Yeah. Well, now it's down to about $103,000 or $104,000, $103,550 to be exact. All cryptocurrency down 4%. It's even worse for people in business with Donald Trump. A company called Binance.
Absolutely.
Which is in business with Donald Trump through World Liberty Finance. They lost 11% on their token value. They had to come out of pocket $500 million to try to stop the stampede. What is causing this? Banks are going out of business, especially ones that are making auto loans. And that has spooked the market. That's why we've lost over $1 trillion in a week between the stock market and cryptocurrency. And I put the blame at the feet of Donald Trump. And you know who else does? The Federal Reserve Chairman, Jay Powell. I guess Donald Trump's done making him a punching bag, realizing that that's only destabilizing the financial markets more. And now Jay Powell's back, in between the big rate-setting meetings by the Federal Open Markets Committee that gets together to set interest rates. That Donald Trump's been bashing the Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook and bashing Jay Powell. You know what they do? They go out and give speeches, like they go to Philadelphia and talk to an economic or a chamber of commerce and talk about the economy. And what Jay Powell has to say in the last 48 hours mirrors the cockroach theory of Jamie Dimon. And here's clips.
Which will be summarized in tomorrow's Beige Book. Based on the data we do have, it's fair to say that the outlook for employment and inflation does not appear to have changed much since our September meeting 4 weeks ago. Data available prior to the shutdown, however, show that growth in economic activity may be on a somewhat firmer trajectory than expected. While the unemployment rate remained low through August, payroll gains have slowed sharply, likely in part due to a decline in labor force growth due to lower immigration and lower labor force participation. In this less dynamic and somewhat softer labor market, the downside risks to employment appear to have risen. While official employment data for September are delayed, available evidence suggests that both layoffs and hiring remain low, and that both households' perceptions of job availability and firms' perceptions of hiring difficulty continue their downward trajectories. Meanwhile, 12-month core PCE inflation was 2.9% in August, up slightly from earlier this year, as rising core goods inflation has outpaced continued disinflation in housing services. Available data and surveys continue to show that goods price increases primarily reflect tariffs rather than broader inflationary pressures. Consistent with these effects, near-term inflation expectations have generally increased this year, while most longer-term expectation measures remain aligned with our 2% goal. Rising downside risks to employment have shifted our assessment of the balance of risks. As a result, we judged it appropriate to take another step toward a more neutral policy stance at our September meeting. There is no risk-free path for policy as we navigate the tension. So that's certainly a risk. As I mentioned, there really isn't a risk-free path now since it appears that inflation is certainly running above our target and appears to be continuing to increase quite gradually, but increase. It's still on the way up. So there's a risk there that would lend to greater persistence. But now the labor market has demonstrated pretty significant downside risks as payroll jobs have declined, and both the supply and demand for labor has declined quite sharply. So, those two states of affairs for our.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space? Enter your address and get a 360-degree satellite view of your home.
Y'all better stock up.
The performance and the health of
water,
the American economy,
medicine, natural herbs, tea,
among other things. When you take to the streets on the weekend and no King's Day,
non-perishable
this is part
food.
of what you're protesting about.
Get away from processed. Listen,
Biden and Kamala Harris.
Get away from a lot of that processed stuff. They are intentionally putting, harmful stuff in the processed foods. It's designed to take us out. They are doing a whole bunch of stuff. Stay woke, tea sippers. They are trifling.
A vibrant, growing engine of an economy that was helping people at the top, the bottom, and the middle. It was helping the middle class and the lower and the poor. It was helping them with their health care, helping them with their links to technology and being hooked into an AI future economy, getting them trained to do that, helping them with their schooling and their student loans and all of that so they could go to bed when they put their head on the pillow. They didn't have to worry about going bankrupt when they went to the supermarket or to pay for health care or to pay for something for their children or grandchildren or somebody in their life. And that was just 10 months ago. And now look at the economy. Between the tariffs, Donald Trump's warped policies that only benefit himself and those around him, not caring about the American people, him putting underground millions and millions of hardworking people that were in the fields, that were at the construction sites, that were doing the dirty jobs that frankly Americans didn't want to do, or there's not enough of Americans to do them. That has had a terrible impact on the economy. You just heard Jay Powell say it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the referendum on Donald Trump. When you look at the stock market and, more importantly, the overall financial markets and how they intersect, and you see who's responsible and who's at whose feet you lay the blame, it's an indictment of the Trump administration. It should motivate you and energize you for the No Kings marches this weekend. We're not going to be, we're not going to have our First Amendment expression and thought and right to peaceably assemble crushed or killed by Donald Trump in a show of force off the coast of California or whatever he's doing.
Oh yeah, they are preparing to fight.
Presidency.
And guess what? On the cool,
the more he acts like a tough guy, the more
Putin has hinted at joining forces with Venezuela. If Trump don't, everybody dangling carrots. He done made so many deals and lied. Cause remember what, 2 months ago, I showed y'all where he was having meetings when he first started going from the White House to the Gold House. He had the meeting with the Venezuela guy, and he was sending people over there. They didn't fall out until that man didn't lie for him when they said send that guy back. And he was lying, saying, I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't think I can do that. And that man said, yeah, we waiting to hear from him. Yeah. The next thing you know, we blowing up boats and shit from Venezuela. Every time somebody get close to doing something, he pushing buttons or somebody is getting shot. Believe that. So yeah, I saw where, and I know he having a meeting with him today. Yeah.
Or we see him for what he is. The emperor has no clothes. The mask is dropped.
The mask is dropped.
He is incoherent. He is dangerous. He is
And the U.S. military, I don't blame them. You trying to send our troops over there to get unalived. He is a war criminal, and he is creating war and havoc and chaos on U.S. soil against U.S. citizens. And our money is coming up missing. Yeah.
And if you want to ask yourself, why is he passing that policy? Why is Trump signing that executive order? Why is he signing that presidential memorandum? It doesn't seem to make sense. There's 3 explanations, one of 3 or all 3 explanations. It either benefits himself, his family, or those around him financially.
Right.
But nobody else. It's part of his retribution campaign.
Right.
Right? That's 2. That's really the main 2.
That is.
It's either helping him financially or it's part of his vindictiveness campaign. That's about it. But again, he doesn't have at bottom the interests of the American people. So we're going to continue to follow it all right here.
And he feeling the mashed potatoes on his head. Friday. And he don't like for people to laugh at him. Hold on, y'all. I want y'all to see something right quick. Please hit the like button so I don't, yeah. Hold on. It's a lot going on, y'all. He trying to take us out. I mean, and make deals and take our money and have us in debt. He don't want us to eat. He want folk to go out there and replace the farmers, and he want to put folk out in them fields and all of that good type stuff. Just take them off of assistance, don't help them, don't do nothing for them. Yeah, hold on. I just saw this. It's a lot going on. What's that song? You gonna make me lose my mind up in here. And then you gonna want me to go to the doctor where these people gonna try to keep me on some medicine that ain't gonna do nothing but have a whole bunch of side effects, and that's gonna continue to keep me sick. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that one. He said, has anybody seen a funeral? And then look at here, all of these magos are pedos. Magos are pedos. Look at them. magos are pedos. A whole, what's that book of stamps full of them? 42 right-wingers who made news for child sex crimes just in the month of September. And one of them, hold on. I want y'all to see something. I don't know what they saying. I ain't listened to it. Hold on. West Virginia pastor and mega, oh my God, commentator Kevin Curtis Jones arrested for triple X soliciting a minor. So if y'all ain't stealing, y'all playing with folks' kids. Oh, it went away. Hold on. You think that's going to stop me from showing y'all the truth? That ain't going to stop me because you popped up and took that away. I'm just going to bring it right on back. You're going to have to delete it, baby. You are going to have to delete it. Now, where you at now? Where you at? Come out, wherever you are. Where is it? You see that? All of them. I guess that's their oath. No, Bill. That's their oath to play with 4 kids. Why they all? Where did it go, y'all? Did I delete it? Y'all saw it, didn't you? I don't know where it's at. Did y'all see it? A leader. See, that's what I'm saying. What church these folks go to? Here you go, West Virginia. Why does it keep doing that? Let me take it off this thing. Now, how about that? See it now? Lord, it just, it don't want me to show y'all, do it? It don't want me to show y'all. Not a drag queen, but a pastor. A whole pastor of minors. That's a problem. That's a problem. Ain't that same shirt that Turning Point? Ain't that same shirt he had on when he was on the live? Didn't he have that freedom shirt on? Charlie. The man that they wanted us to bow down to, huh? His people, didn't they have that shirt on? Hello. Hello. It's saying AunTeaFee. That's why we didn't want you to be able to show it. Cause you don't. Didn't he have that freedom shirt on? Freedom! Didn't he have that? Oh, you can't remember? Lori, well, let me help you out, baby. Let me help you out. Let me help that precious out. Yes, indeed, honey. Yes, indeed. That white T-shirt that had that magnet on it. So they say. So they say. So they say. That white shirt that ain't nobody never seen no blood on it. You know, now they trying to come up with a white shirt with some blood on it. Oh, that's that old guy he was saying. Has anybody seen, did he have a funeral?
Has Charlie Kirk been buried? Has there been a funeral, or was it just a pyrotechnic infused, fundraiser that was spied on by a company that deployed geofencing technology?
He said, where was he laid to rest?
Which Erica Kirk's mom sits on the board of directors for. Was it that? Was that it?
He had a freedom shirt on, trust me.
The same company that Erica Kirk is on the board for, this Israeli-based geofencing, a spy company. Was it that company that spies on churches, that spies on Christians, that knows when they're at church so that they can flood their phones with pro-Israel propaganda? Was it those people? These are the people that are just, there's a lot of anomalies here.
He said, where was he laid to rest?
Circumstances all the way around with this thing. Has Charlie Kirk been buried? Does anybody know that? Was there an actual funeral for close family members? Did the media cover that at all? What's that?
He said, whoa, what's going on? Yeah, it's a lot going on. And hold up. What was this before I go?
Person nearest to Trump.
Oh no, I ain't ready for that one. I ain't ready for that. I ain't ready for that one. I wanted to show. I came over here to show y'all this.
Listen.
Okay. Let's just check it out. She said, Lori said, get your water up, get your food up, But listen, I saw it. I didn't hear it. I don't know what it's going to say, but I think it's time for us to pay attention. You better wake up and pay attention. What's that song? I don't know it all. I know it was his own sister's act. It says, listen, why do a blood pressure pick? Why? Okay, well, let's hear this, y'all. Hold on. Oh, girl, now I got my arm all stuck. Hold on. All up under the covers and stuff. Let's listen. Come on.
Why do blood pressure pills hurt us black folks but help everyone else?
You name it. Lisinopril had an allergic reaction to that. Amlodipine, losartan. The last one I was on was amlodipine. And what happened was, one of the main side effects is leg pain, joint pain, and also a rapid heart rate. So here I am.
Why they give you medicine that always give you side effects?
That made me nervous. I couldn't move like I wanted to because of the joint pains.
Listen, we get more side effects from these pills because some of them weren't designed for our bodies. They study these meds on other ethnicities, then give them to us expecting the same result.
So for me, it's important to be there for family. I have a huge family, and especially my nieces and nephews, my daughters, they depend on me. So it was hard missing out on so much because of this pain.
But what if there's something that was made for our bodies? Something that actually works with our genetics instead of against that?
Is it natural?
I am a firm believer that God put everything in this earth to heal this body. So I knew there had to be something in the motherland, in the islands, somewhere that would be suitable to my ethnicity to lower my blood pressure. But in scrolling through Facebook, I kept hearing about this Infinite Aid Advanced
CMOS.
The ad kept getting my attention, so I finally said, okay, I'll give it a try.
Now, I don't know nothing about that brand, so I'm going to shut it down.
Waters but our ancestors found healing for centuries.
I told y'all.
Some lab experiment created for other people's bodies.
Hold on.
This is what our people used to thrive.
So after I decided to start taking the CMOS Advanced, it was right after I had done a cleanse, a detox, and
didn't I just talk about a detox? I'm just saying, y'all, we better do our research. Start doing research. They are intentionally trying to take us out. Okay, hold on. I got one more place to go, back on the other side, because I can't be holding this phone like this. Y'all know that this is the real Israel. Is it gonna let Israel up? No, it's tripping. It ain't gonna let Israel up. Hold on. Let me get back over here before I go. Hold on. It's Friday, y'all. Didn't we have a good time last night? We laughed up a storm, didn't we? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, they think we crazy. He don't want us to go out and laugh at him. For us to have that protest and walk peacefully in the streets. Yeah, when we all come together. What is it? Here go this Santos boy. Let's hear this. Hold on. Let me get it back where it needs to be. Y'all, thank y'all for hanging in there with me.
Immediately.
Hold on. Go get y'all some water now. I know your mouth is all dry. Why he letting prisoners out, but he want to bomb California? That don't make no sense to me. How you commuting people's time that have been found guilty, but you say you law and order? No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's go. You're a liar.
Disgraced former Congressman George Santos expected soon to walk free after President Trump commuted his sentence. Santos reported to prison this summer to start serving his more than 7-year sentence after pleading guilty to a long list of federal charges, including fraud, ID theft, and money laundering. He's been behind bars now for just over 2 months. But the president posting moments ago, quote, "I just signed a commutation."
I know Diddy swinging in the air. Ooh, and more charges is coming down. They pulling in Jay-Z, talking about Biggie. Oh, I know Diddy is. Oh, I know he mad. Who is Jose? That ain't his name. What's his name? Santos. George. I know he's swinging in the air, waving his hands in the air like he just don't care. How he get pardoned? Yeah, he was guilty. He done stole identity. He done fudged numbers. He done stole folk out in his family. Yeah, he done a whole bunch. Yeah, I know Diddy mad. He's swinging. Yeah, he done got them strict guidelines. He gonna have to register. I saw that boy talking about he didn't see nothing. Google it. It'll tell you. It'll tell you when his attorneys signed checked in for him the first time. Rump gonna give him a new. They better get Rump to the dump up out of there.
Laundering. He's been behind bars now for just over 2 months. But the president posting moments ago, quote, "I just signed a commutation releasing George Santos from prison immediately. Good luck, George. Have a great life." The president's decision.
I got a job for you.
For clemency from multiple friends and allies of Santos, as well as a letter from Santos himself, according to a senior White House official.
Did he say he done what for several of his friends and family? Oh, he went to the friends and family church service or something, so everybody get a pass. Oh, wow.
An appeal for clemency from multiple friends and allies of Santos, as well as a letter from Santos himself, according to a senior White House official. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has been following it all. He joins us from the White House tonight. Gabe, what more are we learning about this?
Hey there, Tom. Well, yes, the senior White House official does tell NBC News that the president has heard from multiple friends and allies of Santos asking for clemency. And then, yes, you mentioned that letter from Santos. The president had read it, Santos describing his conditions in prison. Now, Santos began his 7-year federal prison sentence this summer after pleading guilty in April to charges of aggravated identity theft and wire fraud. Now, the Republican became a household name shortly after he was elected to Congress in 2022. That's when the New York Times reported several lies he told about his backstory during his congressional campaign. Now, tonight, the president writing...
Is he legal? ICE? Meet him at the gate. Is he legal? Is his mama and them legal? Meet his ass at the gate and take him to the border.
George Santos was somewhat of a rogue, but there are many rogues throughout our country that aren't.
But he needs expertise in something. You can best believe that.
Santos had the courage, conviction, and intelligence to always vote Republican. Tom, as you mentioned, he said, "I just signed a commutation releasing Santos from prison immediately. Good luck, George. Have a great life." He also said that he had seen the story of Richard Blumenthal, the senator from Connecticut, when Blumenthal clashed after Blumenthal had clashed with Attorney General Pam Bondi during a congressional hearing. Blumenthal had previously apologized for misleading statements about his military service. The president saying that what Blumenthal did was far worse than what George Santos did, Tom.
Got it. All right, Gabe Gutierrez leading us off from the White House. Gabe, thanks. I want to bring in NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos, one of our legal eagles. Danny, President Trump said that in the Truth Social post that Santos was to be released immediately. What can we expect now? How long does it take to get him out of prison?
No, commutation is not the same as a pardon. It's all under the umbrella of what's called clemency, executive clemency. The president can erase someone's conviction with a pardon, or he can commute their sentence, which just cuts it short. He can make it as long or as short as he likes. And what he's effectively done is open the prison cell doors to allow Santos out. So really from this point, it's a pardon. Getting the commutation paperwork delivered to BOP, Bureau of Prisons, and then getting him processed and getting him out. But he remains convicted of the crime. Commutation is a less controversial option for a president than a pardon, which undoes everything DOJ.
So this is what he gonna try to do for old girl.
In the first place.
All right, so
to not pardon her.
Let's break it down. The commutation is essentially what? Get out of jail free?
Exactly right. It is a shortening of the sentence. When you think of the pardon power, which includes clemency and all the powers of either
that's probably what he gonna do
eliminating
to old girl
to begin with. This is one of the broadest powers given to the president under the Constitution. It's unreviewable. In other words, you can't go to court and say this was a bad pardon. Once issued, it is over. And so because of that broad scope of power, the president has a lot of options. He could have erased Santos's conviction. He chose not to. Instead, he did what's called a commutation. He simply shortened the sentence, and you can shorten it and keep the person in prison for another couple years. But Santos was sentenced to 87 months. That's a lot of time, a lot more than the 2 months that he served. So effectively, he's ending the sentence, but the conviction remains.
The pardon power is something the president has. Is it usual to see them happen like this during random times in the presidency? I ain't never seen him do this. You usually see them towards the end of it, right? Right before a president gets out?
Great question, Tom. You're so right. Pardons are often controversial because by definition, they're undoing a lot of work and money spent by DOJ, and technically they're letting a guilty person go free, at least somebody who has been adjudicated guilty. So they're often controversial, whether it's Bill Clinton pardoning his half-brother Roger Clinton. There are plenty of examples on both sides of pardons and commutations being highly controversial. And for that reason, presidents normally wait until they're on the way out the door so as to minimize the blow. And since they're not running for re-election, then there's less harm. But Trump is unusual in that he sort of issues pardons and commutations along the way when he sees fit, when the feeling strikes him.
He ain't never done no commutation.
Danny, we appreciate it.
He done pardon.
Thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories.
Okay, let's see, missing. Okay, so it is 9 o'clock. I gotta get this young lady out tonight, so I'm gonna have a late nighter. 9. I need to go ahead and set the time so it'll pop up so y'all see it. It's the young lady who was missing, and they arrested. What's her name? London. Let me go ahead and set the time so it will pop up right after this one, and you will see it. Hold on, y'all. And I'm gonna set it. It's 9:10. I'm gonna set it for like 10:45, just to give my phone enough time to charge up. 9. It's 9:10. Yeah, I'm gonna do 10:45. Hold on, let me set the time. The girl, yeah, her boyfriend and the boyfriend mama was charged with this girl unaliving. How can a mama get involved in the mess of her son? And this girl was his girlfriend. What's wrong with the people? What's wrong with us? And tell her to keep quiet about him and those kids. I read that J.D. Vance was one of those little kids. Okay, so Sly, let me go up. What you talking about? Who need to be? And tell her. Tell who is her? He was one of them little... Oh, it said 11:50, but let me put 10:45. Y'all, please hit the like button. Thank y'all for the support I received tonight. I really appreciate the super chats. Did I get a super chat? Well, I got Jules and a few cash apps. So thank y'all for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Didn't have to. Yeah, I did have to read today. Vance was there. Vance was where I heard that he didn't want to use that, call him a Otzi. Am I missing? Yep, that's right. Hey, Janet. Read today, Vance was there for favors. He was where for favors? Oh boy, unalived his girlfriend and his mama was charged too. The islands. Oh wow. He couldn't have. That was long. Is he weird? I thought. Oh, I don't know. We'll see, won't we? We will see, won't we? They dirty. I ain't gonna put nothing past not now one of them. Not now. Not now one of them. You let me tell it, they all dirty and nasty, and they got that nasty man's disease. I thought it was the nasty woman's disease, AunTeaFee. She got it from a nasty man. Yeah. He got that nasty man's disease. Listen, they saying Dita sick. A lot of folk names is coming up in the wash. Jay-Z, woo. They saying Jay-Z. Now, why isn't not pulling up? Hold on. Yeah, I don't know why it's not popping up. So I just set it for 10:45. I'll be back around 10:45. Let me charge up my phone. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm in the wrong one. Hold on. I want y'all to be able to see it. When I hang this one up, it'll pop up. Can y'all go ahead and, if you can, hit the like button so we can go on in. I haven't done research. We're gonna listen for the first time and do a reaction to it together. The mama and the son. The son looks spooky. I don't know what he on. It's a lot of stuff going on, Law. We need the Lord. You know, I was teasing earlier where we had a kumbaya and was trying to get him down to the benediction. Judge dropped bomb on Trump ICE agents. Okay, hold on. He dropped a bomb on them.
Hi, Mark Martin at Sandy Hook, promise.
Baby. He needs to tell him no driving drunk.
Shot his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School on December 14th, 2012.
What is this?
He loaded his AR-15 with 30-round magazines.
Oh, it's going to make me watch this whole thing? What we doing?
Without having to change magazines.
Oh, no, that's a live petition. Oh, okay. He dropped them. Oh, them judges coming down on it. What is wrong? Did y'all hear about the 5-year-old? What happened to a 5-year-old? Wait, okay. What happened to a 5-year-old? Why they won't leave the kids alone? You want me to wait on that one too? Can y'all tell them to leave my computer alone? It says it's not responsive.
My name is Brian Tyler Cohen, and if you're looking for the most watched political videos when it comes to breaking news...
I just want you to tell me what you said they dropped the ball. You dropped the bomb.
You're watching the Legal Breakdown. Glenn, we have a major update here that finally put some restrictions on ICE. Can you explain what just happened?
Yeah, Brian, an important ruling from a federal judge in Chicago. Judge Sarah Ellis has ordered that any ICE officers or immigration enforcement officers who are operating in Chicago must wear body-worn cameras, and she went one step further. She said they must be turned on. In other words, she's not giving them any wiggle room or the opportunity to play games in an attempt to evade the order. Judge Ellis's voice is now joining a chorus of voices from federal court judges
sick of him,
who are, one, let's just say, skeptical with respect to what DOJ lawyers are saying when they're dragged into court to see if, these injunctions, these restraining orders should be issued. And two, they seem pretty concerned about the law enforcement tactics that they are seeing out in the streets. It wasn't long ago that Judge Karen Immergut in Portland said that the assertions being made by Trump and his administration and his DOJ lawyers are untethered to the facts. And you had Judge April Perry, who was also presiding over some litigation with respect to whether National Guard troops should be permitted to be deployed, to the streets of Illinois. She said that, it is Donald Trump who is pouring fuel on a fire that he started. And now it looks like Judge Sarah Ellis, based on what she has been seeing, not only in her courtroom, but with her own two eyes, because here is a quote from Judge Ellis. She said, "I live in Chicago, if folks haven't noticed, and I'm not blind," right? And then she talked about how she saw images of street confrontations that involved tear gas and other tactics being used by immigration officers. And so she was having none of it. So she ordered that they will be required to wear a body-worn camera. And this is going to be really a twofer because, one, I have personal experience with body-worn cameras being ordered and used as part of law enforcement efforts in Washington, D.C. I lived through that as a federal prosecutor, and I saw how it changed police conduct. One, it tends to deter misconduct in the first instance, and two, it captures what's going on in the street so that footage can be used by anybody who alleges that they've had their rights violated. That footage can be used in court, and it will actually, maybe it's a threefer, because it will also help identify the officer who is engaged in potentially inappropriate conduct, because they may be masked, but they're going to have a unique body-worn camera assigned to them so that footage can be tracked back to the officer who was caught on camera. So this is a really important development. Of course, it's one I don't expect the Trump administration will take lying down.
The reality is that we have seen everything that these immigration officials and these ICE agents are doing. We've seen all of the footage from Americans who have recorded this stuff and put it online. Mm-hmm. It has no deterrent effect, certainly as far as the federal government is concerned. So what difference would it make if this footage of a lawless secret police force if this footage is being taken from their own body-worn cameras or from other people, third parties, and then just being thrown online? It's not changing any of the facts in terms of how they comport themselves. So what is the point of doing this?
So I actually, I'll disagree with you in part. First of all, I don't think we've seen everything that they've been doing in the streets. I think we have seen a relatively small percentage of what they've been doing when citizens are, quick with their cell phone cameras, or journalists happen to have their video cameras rolling. But I also think it becomes somewhat different when officers themselves have government-issued body-worn cameras on their chest, capturing their every word, capturing their every action. It does, in my experience, it does tend to deter conduct. Now, it's not going to deter everybody that ICE is bringing on board with $50,000 bonuses, people who probably couldn't be gainfully employed anywhere else, certainly not in law enforcement, but it will have an impact, and that impact, I think, will serve to the benefit of what's going on in the streets right now. It's not going to eradicate ICE misconduct, but I do think it will tamp it down.
Whose responsibility is it to hold these ICE agents when they behave in a way that's counter to what they should be doing? Whose responsibility is it to actually hold them to account? Because the DOJ knows what's happening. In large part, these people are acting in accordance with how the DOJ wants them to act. And so, if they're caught doing something wrong,
charges can be brought up against
behind them. What actually changes at the end of the day?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in the before times, when the rule of law was actually something the Department of Justice cared about, let me answer the question.
Who, me?
That question first.
Breaking news. President Donald Trump announcing
it's on pause.
the sentence of disgraced former Congressman George Santos. Santos reported to prison this summer.
Slide, it's on pause. Hold on. So y'all can't hear. It's showing connected too. So y'all can't hear me. Oh, you can hear. Okay. So I wonder why he say he can't hear. Oh, okay, I can go back. But it is spinning on my end. On my computer though, but not on. Okay, let me get back so I can finish this up and charge up the phone. Hold on. Sly had me thinking y'all couldn't hear.
You can live at home and take care of your mother, and you can get paid by having a regular paycheck. Freedom Care.
You're watching the legal breakdown, Glenn. We have a major.
Their sworn responsibility. Now, Brian, all of that is in the officers, whether from ICE
from Customs Enforcement, from the FBI if FBI officers violated the law, and ATF and DEA and on and on. That is DOJ's duty.
Well, that guy that was drunk today, he was DEA, wasn't he? No, he wasn't DEJ.
First.
He was DHS.
In the before times, it would be the supervisors of these officers, these ICE officers, these immigration officers who were working in the street.
Homeland Security.
Up to their supervisory structure to hold them accountable. It would be up to the FBI, for example, to investigate allegations of excessive force. It would be up to the Department of Justice to use federal prosecutors to address any violations of the law by federal law enforcement.
It's always the ones who ain't supporting the platform that got the most to say.
Plenty of federal law enforcement.
I'm not, but I am.
Whether from ICE, from Customs Enforcement.
I fixed it. It ain't spinning no more, right?
FBI officers violated the law, and ATF and DEA and on and on. That is DOJ's duty. Their sworn responsibility. Now, Brian, all of that is in the before times. Now, as you point out, Pam Bondi seems completely content to let ICE run roughshod over not only the rights of immigrants and American citizens.
She gonna get sued in the end. Why?
More broadly. So there are other ways for these folks to be held accountable. If you commit a crime, if you violate somebody's right, if you engage in excessive force, if you assault somebody while you're carrying out your ICE duties, guess what? You have also committed a state crime in the state where that conduct occurred. So,
and guess who came? And guess who came pardon a state crime? Oh, he can only do federal, right? He can't pardon state. Do she know that, smart ass?
In Illinois, in Oregon, in California, and elsewhere, can absolutely investigate, and if the evidence supports it,
we've been all over the place, but right now we on.
I hope that they begin stepping up and doing
the judge
more of that, and then sort of the third way to hold
Trump
somebody accountable is with civil suits that can be brought by people who have their constitutional rights, their civil rights
breaking the law.
Violated. It can be an uphill climb because of qualified immunity that officers generally enjoy if they're acting.
ICE is out of order, and the judge said they got to wear a body cam.
There are some accountability mechanisms out there, but I will say they don't seem to be
because they too far out of hand.
As I think they could be, and I think they should.
Y'all listen.
Glenn, if you have one of these,
ICE is the new and improved 3Ks apostrophe S. Well, let's just say the 3Ks. You understand? ICE is the new and improved 3Ks. They want to put the mask up over their face, and they want to be able to handle people any kind of way. Now it's not about immigrants, it's whoever. They have permission and they have a pardon waiting. Okay.
Immigration officers or ICE agents who acts kind of in a way that's extrajudicial, maybe in a violation of the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, does that then mean that they are acting outside the bounds of their oath of office and their job, and therefore have some legal exposure if somebody wants to bring a lawsuit against them, where they can't just say, hey, I'm covered here by qualified immunity, there's nothing you can do, I was just doing my job? Like, that's not their job. Their job is not to violate.
That's why the colonel and lieutenant and admiral, all of them are leaving, because Trump want them to do give them assignments that is what they call a war crime, and it is illegal. So, miss me with that.
The U.S. Constitution, their job is to presumably carry out these ICE activities within the bounds of the Constitution. And so, how does that work?
Yeah, it's a great question, and the answer to your question is maybe it opens them up to a suit because they're acting outside the
their lawful authority or the scope of their official duties. And I don't mean for that answer to sound
good men,
because, you know, the law builds into it some cushion for mistakes. A police officer can act in the street in a way that some judge a year down the road in a motions hearing decides, you know, the officer kind of stepped a toe over.
Nobody knows who they are, right? They are Ks too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're the 3 Ks.
But officers sometimes act in good faith and
they're the new and improved.
Just make the wrong decision in the
3
heat of the
Ks.
moment. Under those circumstances,
that's a part of the Making America Great Again.
However, if they are involved in intentional conduct,
so he has made them Antifa. Is that what he called them? Antifa. So he done threw this terroristic name that they're rebel, they not following orders or whatever. So they are extremists, they're radicals, all that type of, he putting them labels on them. He painting that picture, you know, to get folk riled up, right? And so now you can go out and go in their house, yank them out. And what is that not a part of, in their mind, making America great again? You go in folks' house, yank them out. You can send them to foreign countries where they will be tormented and all type of stuff, even if they're citizens. So the guy, the ICE guy that we saw that got pulled over, pissy ass drunk, couldn't, he looked cross-sided, going up and going down. He couldn't walk straight. He was stumbling. All he could think about was his kids. He was swerving all up and down the freeway. He was disrespectful to the colonel. He said, oh, fuck him. He ain't high enough. Yeah. And when that guy, a black guy with an accent, he gonna say, are you from Haiti? Are you Haitian? He went off into ice mode. That ain't what I asked you. Nigga, ain't you drunk? You better shut up or I'll push you over in that water. Let the alligators handle you. Yeah. But he forgot he was drunk. So then he was finna challenge the guy with the accent. He wanted to say, I can deport him. I can make you leave. Y'all do know that's where he was going with that. When that guy said it don't matter, he said, yes, it does. Oh, look at you. Yeah, he 3 Ks. He was 3 Ks. Y'all didn't see it all over his face? His whole demeanor? He was 3 Ks. Ice.
That, you know, there is no reasonable argument is simply a mistake. They're just out and out violating the constitutional rights
the good old
of
boys.
immigrants
Absolutely.
and American citizens day after day, flagrantly. And, you know, when they're caught on video, engaged in what is obviously excessive
He's made us Antifa. Yeah.
That is when that
everybody that's going to be at the rallies tomorrow protesting him, he was saying that they are Antifa so that they can put a missile on them. Yeah, he getting shut down. You out of order. What is this? Yeah, that's exactly. Y'all better look at it. Y'all better pay attention. They running up in people's houses. People are saying, here is my paperwork. He's still going to jail. For what? Oh, okay. Y'all better wake up.
And they can be held civilly responsible so the person can actually sue them in their personal capacity, and they can be made to pay out any money judgment that the aggrieved person may win. So it's not an all or nothing proposition. It always boils down to the facts and the evidence that is introduced during the course of litigation of these issues.
Everybody Trump pardons on the federal level, they need to turn right around and hit him with a state charge. I mean, I hate to say that. If he is having them doing war crimes on U.S. soil, yeah. And he just pardoned them, you know, because he law and order. He law and order. He's only law and order if they blue. If they ain't blue, he said that you're against me and you are the reason why I didn't get my second term in a row. Yeah, I'm doing it now, but I don't like it like this. I wanted it in a row. Yeah. Okay, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta be back at 10:45. I forgot. I gotta go. Bye. I'll be back. If you didn't hit the like button coming in, please hit it on the way out. 10:45. Bye.